it is yours, but I'm going to. This, as you can see, is from your syllabus, which is coming in the exam, the roundtable conferences. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
All of you guys participate in it. So the roundtable conference is 30 to 32, and what we see here now, that this is the background, mountainous, you know, and we have a car here. This is British, this is Indian. India is written, 1931 is written on the car, and then we have some, description also related to. So this source, what does source B tell us about negotiation during the roundtable conferences 30 to 32? So this is the source, this is the question. Now you have to answer this question. So if you remember, we discussed sources, that while doing sources questions, right? So what is the step number one? That we will identify some surface feature. Surface feature mean that we will see that what is visible in the picture, right? Like what you can see, as we can see, this is a car, or this is British, this is Indian. We see the road, which is bumpy. So these things we see in the picture, right? This is not very clear, but if you, because I have already read, so I know this. So this is India. What about changing places? So this Indian is saying to this John Bull, and he says that, well, you are welcome to see what you can do at the wheel, but I think I'd better be within reach of the brakes. So mean that Indian wanted control here, and British, who is reluctant to hand over. So he just says fine, but he is not yet ready to hand over. So this is the source, like in detail. Now, first of all, surface feature. You identify one surface feature. You identify one surface feature, and then you, from this surface feature, you infer, mean you conclude something, infer that what does this mean, and then you support what you conclude. So this is the way. Is it clear? These three steps?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now we'll see here that let's do this on a little different and think how understand the cartoon. A political cartoonist have a viewpoint which they want to, draw a cartoon. Okay, this is not here we are going to. Now see, there is a car with Indian on the front, an elephant on the bonnet, and 1931 on the registration plate. Now this is all what we call surface feature, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The driver, there is a driver who is dressed as John Bull. There is an Indian in the back seat. The car is going through hills and is on a bumpy road. There is something written on the heading, a question of control. This is there. The Indian figure is asking to change places. John Bull says it's okay, but he needs to be within the reach of the brake. So this is all what you see in the cartoon, right? This is what we see in the cartoon. But this is step number one, identifying surface features. So in detail, all surface features are identified. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in step number two, let's see, we can work out infer. This is work out infer from each of these things. Now in exam, you are not required to actually identify each and every surface feature and then to work out, mean infer or conclude or make something out of it. You better choose two, three, name, then infer, and then explain, means supported. So we see there is a car with the Indian on the front and anything on the bottom, like and registration plate. So this is the first surface feature. So the car must represent something happening in India in 1931. That is the roundtable conferences. So look now here with 31, with this support why what is happening in India, why did you come to this conclusion? So this is supported by which is called background information, because you know that 31 there were roundtable conferences. So this is your background knowledge to this. The driver is dressed as John Bull. The driver is one of the Clooney, is the one in control, and he is John Bull. So Britain were controlling the roundtable conferences. So as you can see now that every feature identified is interpreted in the context to the event which was roundtable conferences, because this information is given to you. The roundtable conferences 31 to 32, a question of control and other information. So this source is quite explanatory. There is an Indian in the back seat. The Indian in the back seat, so he doesn't have any control of the RTC, the car representing RTC. The car is going through hills and is on a bumpy road. This is surface feature. Now what you work out of it, the RTC are proving difficult because of the car journey is difficult. Are you following these points?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. There is something written under the heading a question of control, so that the cartoon is making a point about who is controlling at the RTCs. The Indian figure is asking to change places. So the Indians were want more say in the direction of RTC where it is going the car. So as you see, this is how you pick one surface feature, identify it, surface feature, then infer, any work out, any conclude something out of it. And once you conclude, you need to give the evidence. Evidence either can be from your background information, as here a lot of coming because of RTCs, or you can even support from the source itself. So this is going on. Changing places. John Bull says changing places okay, but he needs to be in reach of the brakes. The British might pretend that they are going to let the Indians have more say, but they are going to stop things if the talks go off in the wrong direction with the brakes. So, which mean that basically you can interpret in other way as well, that British were reluctantly willing to hand over the power or give Indian more say, but they were not yet prepared to give India complete independence. Rather, they wanted in control. So that's what Briggs referring to. So as you can see, there are many inferences you can make from the source about the negotiation. Here is an answer with two inferences, that is what I was telling you, and support, which ought to score full marks. Now the guy was asking how many paragraphs. So you can see that this is just one paragraph. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So actually, this as this is for practice, so it is done in the stages. Like first, they told you how to identify surface features. So whatever is there, you see that they have outlined that this is what, and then every feature is interpreted with reference to the background information, the event it's referring to, and the information available in the source as well. And finally, here they are telling you that two inferences with support would be good answer. So anyone to read this one, this answer, complete answer? No one is there?
Sir, can I read it?
Yes, please.
This car is going through a hill and is on a bumpy road. The RTCs are proving difficulties because of the car's journey is difficult. There is some writing underneath the heading, the question of control. So the cartoon is making a point about who is
No,
in
no.
control of the RTCs.
We only in the box, which is in the box.
So only source B? Okay, so what source B tells me is that the British were in control of the RTCs and didn't want to give up control. You can tell this because John Bull is driving, and even if he lets the Indian drive, John Bull still controls the brakes. I can also tell that the RTC is not going smoothly because the car is going through a steep hill and the road is bumpy.
Right. So as you can see that it's all referring to background information, and that is RTC. This is the event it's referring to. Surface feature is identified and interpreted like steep hills and bumpy road indicates what that negotiations were difficult at RCT, RTCs. Why? Because the Indians and the British were not coming to any agreement, and everyone was stick to their own views. So that is what it says. Or the one feature that John Bull still driving and still wanted the control within the reach. So any of the feature, cutting it short, if source question comes, and you have to understand first of all, look at the source and see what you can see there, mean surface feature, then all the information it is referring to, because you will be given some information, a caption, a heading, a statement, maybe like this, a cartoonistic depiction in writing. So all this will help you to understand the context this source is developing, because on the surface the source is nothing. If you are given this cartoon without the other information, so you cannot figure out what's going on. So looking at the source itself first of all, and then you know the information, the caption, the any of the description around will help you to understand. Then question is also a big source of understanding the source, because question usually link the source to any event, or you can develop a context. So then your job is very simple, that you're going to identify 2 to 3 features, like what you see in the picture here as example, that this bumpy road or steep hill, or John Bull symbolically representing British control of India. So any feature you identify and then interpret it with reference to what was happening in that event, what it has had to do with the event. So this is how you answer any source question. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Please practice this source, because this is what is related to your syllabus as well. Other source will also let you, give you a good practice, so you can practice them as well, generally. But this source is like directly related to, so it's important as well. I'm checking any other source which is related to your topic here, Simon. Yes, Simon Commission source. This one you can also see, Simon Commission. This is text source. First of all, I want any one of you to read this text source. Hurry up.
Secondary.
Okay.
The offer of the hand of friendship from Congress is more valuable than any concession which the British government is willing to make. The public meeting of the citizens of Bombay firmly declares that the commission which has been announced is unacceptable to the people of India as it denies the right of the people of India to participate on equal terms in framing the future constitution of the country. It contains no Indian representation. Indians throughout the country should have nothing to do with the commission at any stage or in any form. We are not satisfied with the status of just being peti-
Petitioners.
petitioner,
Petitioners.
petitioners to this commission.
From a speech made by Jinnah Rahmatullah in Bombay in 27 in reaction to the appointment of the Simon Commission. This guides speech in reference to the Simon Commission. So the source is read. The context is already developed that this is about Simon Commission and its guide speech. Now, question says that according to source A, why was there opposition to Simon Commission 27? Now, the source is there. So, the answer by student 1 you can see there was opposition because hand of friendship from Congress is more valuable than any concession that the British government is willing to make. Also, there is no Indian representation and Indians were not involved in with the commission. Now, if you see the comment, this is an answer which looks like that it has three reasons, but it doesn't. What reason is given in the first sentence? The information is not used to give reason. Also, the last two reasons are really making the same point. So you could say only one reason. So for that purpose, the student will get 1 mark only. So student 2 answered, according to source A, there was opposition to the Simon Commission because it denies the right of the Indian people to participate on equal terms. It contains no Indian representation. So right to participate, no Indian representation. It leaves Indian just as petitioner to the commission. Again, this answer shows how to answer the question efficiently without unnecessary detail. It is a direct answer to the question that help candidate have more time to answer the other questions as well. So learning point, make sure that the part of the source you are quoting or paragraph is answering the question set. So the point here, question 2, as you can see that mostly the straightforward statements or factual statements are given. Indians as petitioners, Indians denies the right of the Indian to participate on equal terms. No Indian representation, Indian just petitioner. So three statements given. So in source question, which is text question, you have to give information, statements, factual statements, but those statements should not be sort of interpretation of one or the other. They should be independent, separate statements. So one statement, second statement, third statement, fourth statement, but all should have separate information. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this source is related to you. You can practice this one and you can see other sources related to. At the end of your book, please go visit the source question. It is good. Previous exam questions are here. Practice. Before that, you have, yeah, this is also good source. What you can learn from the source about the attempt to reach a settlement in India in 1930s. So 1930s is very much part of your syllabus. So you should do this source as well. A picture of the roundtable conferences. So this is another source from roundtable conferences. The source is here and its answer is given in the following pages. So go through this source, which is important. And see other sources related to you. So go at the end of the book and This is page number starting with 91, 93, 192. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then take care, Allah Hafiz, and good luck to everyone.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz.
Yeah, sir.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz.